Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So this is part 6 of my visit to Vintage Retread in Northampton. And yeah, so in this one there's a couple of bits of real antique glass, as in more than 100 years old. And there's a new manufacturer that I've not really looked at that hard before and found out that they're still going, and the piece of glass I saw is actually still for sale. So let's get on and have a look at some glass. Sorry about the white Christmas, and I'm going to have to be quick so I don't get copyright struck, but we've got this Sowerby elephant bowl. We've got two, in fact, a pink one and a blue one, and we've got this is Sowerby 2, I think. We're looking at the Sowerby 1938 catalogue, downloaded from the Victorian Pressed Glass website, and yeah, so this is the little bowl that we're looking at. Wasn't a plinth. One of them was, but it's not this plinth. But they're little elephant bowls. Elephant Suite. Dun, dun, dun. Does it have a pattern number? Nope, there's no pattern number. It's the Elephant Suite. And you've got jugs. I've seen the jug. I think I've seen a bigger jug than this, with a big elephant face on it. And I've never seen this, though, with the little elephants going over the top. Can you see? Yep. And the other thing that we looked at, the little small vase, is actually here on the page below. They've got different names to them, but this one is the lily vase, where it's the same, basically it's the same mold, but this one is pressed up and this one is pressed down, and it's the yeah, look at this, Poesy. I've never seen Posy spelt like that before. It's the 4-inch one, I think, because it was really quite small, but yeah, I've not seen that before, not like that. The vases, you don't see them very often, even the bigger ones, but I've never seen a little tiny one like that before. Check this out. This is quite cool with these alternating patterns on it. I think this is Lio Choic from Czech. I can't remember if it's pre or post war, but we can find that out. It is quite a cool thing. Look at the edge and everything, and the patterns. Yeah, that's quite a cool bowl. And it's £10. This is the 1958 Lio Choic catalogue that came with the book Art Before Industry, 20th Century Czech Pressed Glass by Marcus Newhall. Yeah, and this is the pattern here, but what I don't have is the exact bowl. This one's the most similar one, but it's kind of a bit square. It's not as rounded or as big as that one, but it is this pattern. You can see it's got these like rounds and little diamonds kind of like offset against each other. Yeah, so this is it. It's from Czech Republic, and yeah, it's very so evocative. There are other very similar patterns that I have. I think my mum's got something similar-ish in her kitchen cupboard, and it's probably from this 50s, 60s pit as well. This is vintage retread, but this is not vintage. So this is a royal shaped decanter, probably it'd be from the 1830s, very kind of classic of its time, with 3 neck rings. Yeah, and it's £10. Now, if it was better than the one I got, I'd be buying that, getting rid of the one I've got, but it's got bloom. You can see a bit of water in it as well, which warns you that there's probably more bloom than that. But £10 for something that's nearly 200 years old, and it's got the original stopper. That is very good. We're looking at a page from the book 19th Century British Glass by Hugh Wakefield, and he's got this advert by Apsley Pellat from 1838, and yeah, so this is the shape of decanter we're talking about. Now, this is the only place where I've seen this named, other than being as a 3-ring cylinder decanter. They call it a royal shape. This one's called a Nelson shape, and this one's called a fancy. So that's why I was called it royal, because this is the only named place that I found it. And yeah, so this one is a bit more it's a more expensive one. It looks like it's got panels cut in it, and it's got cut rings and a cut stopper, whereas ours is, it's got grooves cut in it. The shoulders have got panels, and it's got plain rings, and it's got a blown stopper. But yeah, this is the kind of decanter it is, and this is when it was probably at 1830s, but I think they did go on for quite a while, probably at least until 1845, possibly a bit longer.
I'm going to see if I can do this all in one shot. We've got this Chinese Plum Blossom vase here from the 1970s here in red. Then we have some more in blue and green and orange. Yeah, and if I go down here, they have some massive ones. Look at those are huge. And these are part of the same range. These vases, the ones without the flowers on. So yeah, there's quite a few here. Last time I was here, they had a whole bunch of seahorses. They've all gone. Now they're into Plum Blossom.
So this is an article by Angela Bowie on the glassmuseum.com website. And yeah, so what she's got here is some extracts, some adverts from the Pottery Gazette trade review in 1972. And I'm showing you this so basically so I can give you the link, because in these adverts for Plum Blossom vases, there you go, Plum Blossom flower vases, you actually get the pattern numbers for most of them. Some of them they don't, so like this one doesn't have it because it's off the bottom there, this one's off the bottom here, but for quite a lot of it you get the pattern numbers, which is quite nice. You've got a few odd ones here which you might have otherwise thought were English, and yeah, these ones which are kind of like simpler versions, and down here you've got the pattern numbers again. You could probably, like for this one, you could probably work out what the pattern number is by looking down here and seeing what numbers are not there, but even there's a little bit indistinct, pity about that. But yeah, this is a really good article, and it does give you like original documentation from 1972, so you can clearly go, yeah, these are from the 70s, they're Chinese, blah blah blah, no mistaking what they are.
So it's been a while since I've seen a misleading label, but we have one here. Can you see it? I'll zoom. The word you can see there is Murano. Underneath it says made in Italy, but the tiny little writing above says made using the techniques of the masters of Murano. That's not saying, with Murano being really big, that's not saying made in Murano, is it? It's made in Italy, but it isn't Murano.
I'm going to show you a bit of the 20th Century Glass website that I don't use, or don't show you that much, I should say, is this bit here. So normally I go in the database and I start hunting through this bit here, looking for things, but if you go into the encyclopedia piece and you click on this bit here, glass labels, what you see is bunches of labels, masses of Murano ones. Okay, look at this, and I'm not even going to bother going slow. There's mountains of them. There are so many. I mean, this is all real Murano labels from loads of different companies, and yeah, somewhere. Hopefully, I'm not going too far. There, then we get to Empoli. So yeah, and yeah, you've got these ones, and then it goes on to Scandinavian ones. But yeah, you've got all of these. So if you're not sure, you can look in here. I'm sure it's not 100% of everything, but yeah. Also, if you type in fake Murano label, you can find this little page here, and it talks about fake Murano labels. It's got these ones which are pure just fakes, where you just buy the sheet with them on, but also the misleading ones, and that's what this is, you see. And this is the words that's on it. The Vetro Eseguito Secondo la Tecnica de Mistro di Murano. Yeah, it's the same words, and it's basically saying, as I said, using the techniques of the maestros of Murano. So yeah, it's not telling you it's made in Murano, it's made in Italy, because it does say that. And someone else told me where it was made, but I can't remember where now. But yeah, it is a misleading label, because they always put the word Murano in big. And also, you've got made in Italy, but the important bit is in Italian. Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Something I don't see very often. This is from the Plum Blossom range. You can see it's got the same flowers and everything. It's just that the flowers are all white, and the vase is all stripy. So that is a bit unusual. Little basket next to it, that's Romanian.
So I've been trying to find if I can find another stripy Plum Blossom vase. Now, I've seen a couple before, but yeah, so I was doing some searches. Yeah, they don't actually really appear when you do just a Google search. I did do a search of eBay, and it's none there either, so they are rare. I did find this interesting pair here, which has still got the Made in China label on them. Yeah, but yeah, stripy Plum Blossoms, rare, but you can see it is exactly the same vase with the clear foot and the flower, but that flower doesn't have any colours in it. So yeah, it's really unusual from that point of view. But yeah, I was hoping I could pin it down and find some other reference to stripy Plum Blossoms, but I couldn't find it.
Got this giant piece of art glass here, and £15. I have checked because I needed to practice see if I could do this or not, but if I turn it over, can you see? It's got a matte base. That means it's Chinese. Not 100%, but it doesn't even ring very well actually. But pretty certain it is. Doesn't mean it's bad. It's a bit freeform blown, with a straight put around it. Just means that we don't know who made it, when they made it, who designed it, whatever. It's just got no context other than it's Chinese.
So I thought I'd have a shot at trying to find that vase. Generic search on Chinese art glass vase. Nope, that's a definite no. I thought I'd go to Alibaba, and I started scrolling through art glass vases, and you can see it's actually doesn't really want to talk to me much anymore. I've looked at I don't know hundreds at least, but yeah, what I have found. So who do I think it's by? So there's lots of ways of doing a vase, but this kind of free formatty kind of look. Another one. This is a similar shape, but yeah, very different still. Another one, different shape, but still free form. Yeah, this kind of thing, I could say, this look, because I mean, if you look at these, none of these are like it at all, but this kind of like free, non-mold blown, you know, roughly the same shape with a bit of patterning on. This seems to be the speciality of Dalian Crystal Coast Glass Co. So that's who it's probably by. I've actually been through everything Dalian do, and they don't make that anymore. And as I said, I've done Alibaba. It's still churning around. Oh no, it is showing me some more things here, but you can see it's struggling now. So I'm just giving up. Otherwise, I'll be here all night. If you can scroll quickly and look at stuff, then you can find it. But when it's doing this all the time and just stopping, sometimes for ages, you just go, yeah, I've had enough now. So anyway, that's who I think it's by, Dalian Crystal Coast.
This area here is piles of glass. I'm not even sure what I should do or not. I mean, this up here, got a bit of Medina, bit of Whitefriars. Oh, Seahorse. We are in Antique Centre. There is one Seahorse left here. So Medina Seahorse. This looks like a bit of Monarch. Vase art maybe, but that's Scottish tradition. Medina Way vase. Yeah, I'm not going to labour on all of these things because they're just, yeah, they're not super exciting. Got a bit of Chinese art glass in the back there. I think this is Medina, yeah, signed. Gozo, that's unusual. So actually I'm going to stop here because Gozo glass, it's quite rare that it's signed underneath. You don't see it very often. But let's have a look at it, because if I see it in future, then if I've had a look at it, I'll know it better.
So, I don't know that much about Gozo glass. I know that they're a smaller glass house on the island of Malta, and you don't see their glass so much. I did find this on 20th Century Glass, and I was thinking, yeah, I don't know much about these people. Let's dig in a bit more. And they're still running, yes, today. And if you want to know about them, the history that they have on their website, seeing as they've only been going since 1990, and what's interesting is that it was a joint venture between a guy called Rupert Brooke and Michael Harris. When Michael Harris died, Rupert Brooke bought all the shares, and yeah, anyway, it's still going today. And what's interesting, so I first looked in the products and it didn't seem to show much, and then I looked in the collections, and yeah, that's a completely different thing. And I started looking and I thought, this colour looks like it might be the one, maybe, and it is. So that vase is a VI02. You can buy it today. It's currently sold out. But if you were to buy it today, direct from them, it's €39.95, which is probably about £37 or something like that. So yeah, you could buy a brand new one today with the label still on and everything. I think it's been around. I'm sure I've seen it before, but I mean they've been around since 1990, so it could be that they've still been making the same things ever since then. But yeah, their vases will have a certain look about them. So if I was to skip to another collection, I'm just going to pick one. Let's go this one. Oh no, that looks completely different. This is all, actually this looks more like something that would come from Isle of Wight. But some of the others, because I didn't actually click on this one here. See, this one looks a bit more like what we were looking at. Yeah, just in a different colour. So some of them, quite a lot of them have this look about them, but in different colours and patterns. But if you look at this one, Midnight one, this one looks different. Look, that's quite cool actually. So anyway, yeah, they're still going, and you can still buy them today, and they look like they're quite cool art glass manufacturers. So yeah, good on you, Gozo.
Got a whole bunch of Whitefriars Sparrowbeak vases here. I mean jugs, I should say. We've got that one, that one, that one, and that one. These are the sort of like the earlier styles. This is like a later one here that you don't see so often. But yeah, it's interesting seeing what prices you got on them. £8.80. So his prices look like they're good prices.
We're looking at whitefriarsglassworks.com website here, and this is the 1969 Whitefriars catalogue, and this is the page with the Sparrowbeak jugs on. There are other pages going back, but they don't. I think there are some of these are newer, and some of them are, I think like these ones here. These are late models, but some of these have been around a long time. These ones here with this little piggy tail, these are early ones. But the ones we saw there, I think, with this one, and this one here. So yeah, a good little variety, little collection. If you wanted to start collecting, you have almost half of them in one go. Blue ones are harder to find because I think they were doing the red ones right from the beginning. through the whole time period they were making them, but the blue ones came in probably about 2/3 of the way through.
This bowl is a bit like, no, it's not like it at all. I was going to say it's a bit like the Whitefriars bowl like this. When you look underneath, it's not at all. Don't know who that's by. So that's that. There's something else here though. This here. This is a nail glass from sort of like late Victorian period for a pub. So that's quite nice. Don't know if I can get in there and look at the price though.
I had a good look for that ashtray and I couldn't find it, but I thought I'd show you something about the dwarf ale glass, the pressed dwarf ale glass. So this is the Sowerby 1874 catalogue from victorianpressedglass.com, and yeah, so this is the type of glass it is. Other people made them as well, so don't get me wrong there. It's not necessarily a Sowerby one, but this is. So 1874 is the earliest Sowerby catalogue I've got, and here it is. And then here it is in the 1885. Now, there's an 1891, and it doesn't appear there, which probably tells you that it was out of fashion by then. So it's probably from sort of like the 1850s or 60s, and probably they stopped making them after 1885 some point, which puts them sort of like more to mid to early Victorian and not necessarily late Victorian. But there were probably multiple people making them, but Sowerby definitely stopped not long after 1885, because it's, in fact, this kind of style of glass, because like there's a few here, it's gone completely by 1890.
So there we are, and yes, Gozo glass. So Gozo is actually an island. So Malta is actually made up of 3 islands. There's a little tiny island called Camino, and then there's like a bigger one. Well, Malta is the main island, and then there's got like this other island that's next to it called Gozo. And it's not tiny. It's you know, it's got a town and everything on it, and that's where Gozo glass is, because I did actually look. And I've been to Malta a few times. I didn't actually go to Gozo. I've been to the most northerly part and seen Gozo in the distance. But anyway, yeah, Gozo's still going. How good is that? And yeah, so anyway, with that said, all the links, all the references I used will be in the description below, including Gozo glass, and all the contact details for Vintage Retread will be in the description below. And what else? Please remember to like and subscribe, because it really helps my channel. So thank you for watching. Have a good night. Good night.